Oh boy, let's talk about burnout. I started a lot of projects all at once. The minute I started doing some of these exciting projects, I started to deal with executive dysfunction and I stopped wanting to do the thing I needed to keep doing. I started wanting to start new projects. This month, September, has flown by. I haven't put out a video since the beginning of the month. That has been a crippling frustration on myself, where this YouTube channel has taken a deprioritization against very important work that I'm doing. Even the fact that this is a side project made it turn into a high priority where I had an expectation of myself and I wanted to avoid it. I got a ton done this month, but I didn't do the stuff I wanted to do. Instead of focusing all that time on the thing I wanted to have done, I did things that I wanted to do. The only remedy is to do what you're supposed to do and get it done. Now, there is a certain degree of like you absolutely have to chase the rabbit of serotonin where it leads you and just make sure that you get the things done that you're able to do when you're able to do them and accept the fact that's okay. But it's also important to meet the expectations you set out for yourself and others have set on you. I think I've hit the minimum on that. So I don't feel bad, but man, is there things that I want to keep moving and not just let them fall by the wayside. I remember years ago when I put out the beginnings of what would be a very long blog series all about how I am a writer. And then I proceeded to release no more articles ever. Keeping the serotonin locked into the enjoyment of all of it is very difficult. DJ and I doing One Shots Tavern as a podcast. We've been doing it for almost a year now, and there's a lot of that fun that's starting to trickle out. Not that we don't love what the podcast is and can be. It's just when you've been doing it for a while, it just starts to change. It starts to become busy work. There's two things that have to happen for me, I know. One is I have to accept that because I'm doing this for my job, I'm not going to always be having fun doing it. Two, I absolutely have to create more regiment and schedule for myself to get the things done that I want to do. So I need to block out this day as a recording day, this day as an editing day, this day as when we do an interview, this day is a writing day, this day is an art day, whatever. I am such a monolithic focus kind of person where if I can just take all of the artisticness that I want to do and just do it in one day, I'm going to get a lot done. Similarly, I want to throw all of my writing into one day and just hyper focus on that writing and not do anything else to derail me from that. As much as I've tried to do that, I keep finding myself losing focus on those days for whatever subjects it's relegated to. I've shuffled my days around. The reality is, it's not going to work to always do that. I'm going to still get behind on things, but I'm doing my best to find ways to hack my focus and utilize it to actually create cool stuff. And you know what? This is supposed to be fun. This video blog, whatever you want to call it, is going to be the place where I'm coming and I'm talking about my projects, talking about my process, talking about industry things that I'm learning and growing in. That's all it needs to be. If I look at my task management board, it is completely covered in things that are not top priority. And I got to figure that out. So for fun, let's talk about all of the projects that I started in the month of September instead of doing a YouTube video. I launched a Discord server for people in the industry to collaborate and connect. I solidified the names and at least the rough cover design for two new projects. So I guess that gives me two fingers. I locked in a lot of work on one of the projects that I'm working called All Worlds Fall. I created a whole art style, a spread for it, a art process for it. So boom, there's four. I've started website development for myself, so that's a whole nother thing. And then I'm getting ready to launch the Battle School Kickstarter rewards. So that's learning about shipping, all of the things that go into keeping a physical media business running. I've also come up with another Kickstarter idea for a game that I created with my kid that I want to create, put out in the world, and then use all the profits to put into a savings account for him to have for school one day or something along those lines. That's 7 projects. Only 1 or 2 of those are things I needed to actually do, but all of those things fed into some of them just scratched an itch to get it out of the way. Others are things that absolutely had to happen, like all the stuff for Battle School. I have to learn about shipping and handling and building a website so that I can run this as a business and get my games to people and hopefully maybe make them some sort of a living one day. I don't know how to do this, and I'm having fun figuring it out. That's all for today.